Ladies and gentlemen, fellow bookworms, and lifelong learners, welcome to the smorgasbord of intellectual humility. We're about to embark on a journey through the pages of Adam Grant's tantalizing tome, Think Again: The Power of Knowing What You Don't Know. Buckle up, because we're in for a wild ride that will twist and turn your preconceived notions like a pretzel in a philosophy student's hands. So, without further ado, let's delve into the top 10 insights from this masterpiece, with all the wit, engagement, and insight you could shake a rethinking stick at. 1. The preacher, the prosecutor, the politician, and the scientist. Think of yourself at a dinner party absorbing one too many unwitting monologues. Grant introduces us to these four personas we adopt during discussions. The preacher delivers sermons of sacred beliefs. The prosecutor cross-examines until someone confesses they are wrong, hint, not them. And the politician lobbies for approval. However, the star of the show, the scientist, is forever curious, skeptically experimenting with ideas like a chef with fusion cuisine. Unlike the others, the scientist thrives on doubt and is ever ready to think again. So next time, be the scientist and turn that dinner party into an intellectual feast. 2. The comfort of conviction versus the discomfort of doubt. The cozy warmth of thinking we're right, as comforting as a snuggie on a cold night. But Grant challenges us to trade that comfort for the brisk jog of doubt. Embracing the discomfort of doubt is like doing mental sit-ups. It's tough, but it tones your brain to think agilely. It's the only way to ensure our beliefs are fit for the marathon of reality. Remember, just like muscles, beliefs need to be flexed and challenged, or they'll atrophy into dogma. 3. The joy of being wrong. Picture the childlike glee of discovering you're wrong. It's as freeing as realizing your broken smartphone just needed a charge. Grant tells us that being wrong is an opportunity to learn, not a mark of stupidity. Like finding out your worst enemy is actually a kindred spirit in disguise. Each instance of being wrong can open new doors of knowledge and potential friendships with wisdom. 4. The Dunning-Krueger effect. You know that overconfident novice strumming a guitar with just 3 chords? That's the Dunning-Krueger effect in a rock ballad. People with limited knowledge in a domain tend to overestimate their ability. It's the cognitive equivalent of a toddler in a superhero cape considering flight. Grant urges us to recognize this in ourselves and others, not for ridicule, but for recalibration. Knowing is half the battle. The other half is knowing you don't know enough. 5. Rethink Groups. Cheerleading isn't just for sports. It happens in our beliefs too. Grant urges us to cultivate group cultures where rethinking is celebrated, not the routine pom-poms for consensus. Picture a team meeting that's more jazz than symphony, improvised ideas bouncing around, a symphony of diverse and harmonious rethinking. By fostering psychological safety and a little bit of cognitive diversity, we can make our groups think tanks of innovation, not echo chambers of agreement. 6. Escaping the idea cemetery. Humans are great at erecting monuments, both physical and mental. Many great ideas lie in the cemetery of what we once fervently believed. Grant shows us the art of visiting this cemetery not to mourn, but to exhume ideas worth resurrecting. By holding funerals for our outdated beliefs and committing to think like a scientist, we can give the best ideas a second life. 7. The bad habits of good leaders. A good leader, says Grant, can be like an old GPS, sticking to one route because it used to be the best one. But what if there's a new highway? Great leaders must be more like modern navigation apps, recalculating routes as new information comes in. It's not about being infallibly correct. It's about staying open to the possibility of a faster, smoother ride to the destination of success. 8. Confidence and competence. We often mistake a loud voice for a knowledgeable one, like confusing a bullhorn for an encyclopedia. Grant outlines why confidence should be a reflection of competence, not a substitute for it. Think of confidence as a seasoning. A little bit enhances the meal, but too much, and you'll be reaching for water instead of seconds. Let's flavor our discussions with the right amount of confidence, backed by a hearty dish of competence. 9. Argument literacy. We've all been in arguments that feel like we're trying to cut a tomato with a spoon, frustrating and fruitless. Grant advocates for building our argument literacy, engaging in discussions not solely to win, but to learn. as if each point made is a recipe exchange, enriching our intellectual cuisine. By arguing to learn, not to win, we can savor the richness of diverse perspectives. 10. The power of being influenceable. Cultivate a rep as someone who can be influenced. This isn't about being wishy washy, it's about being open minded enough to let new evidence shift your stance, as naturally as a sailboat tacks with the wind. Being influenceable is like being a master chess player, always thinking several moves ahead, but ready to adjust your strategy when you spot a better move. So there you have it, a serving of 10 witty and wise insights from Adam Grant's Think Again. If we can take these lessons to heart and apply them like an intellectual Swiss Army knife, we might just unlock a world of opportunities, friendships, and yes, even a little fun at those stuffy dinner parties. As we dust off our thinking caps and put on our lab goggles, let's be scientists in the grand experiment of life, unafraid to think again and eager to discover the joy in what we don't know. Remember, the real wisdom isn't in having the answers, but in questioning the questions themselves. Keep rethinking, keep learning, and above all, enjoy the delightful uncertainty of this wild intellectual ride.